I'm going to demonstrate how to tie the Evazote Splitback PMD nymph. Just like the standard PMD nymph, we're going to use a standard nymph hook, a size 16 or a size 18, camel thread in either 6/0 or 8/0. Start the thread right behind the eye and start it back down the hook, trim it. Some fine gold wire for the ribbing. Run your thread all the way back to right behind the hook barb. Some dark brown hen hackle for the tail. 5 to 6 fibers. Once again, you'll measure them to be about the length of the hook shank. And use the pinch method to hold the tail fibers right on top of the hook. And the pinch method is your fingers are together and you actually have some slack in the thread, so you can pull it down and that thread goes right between your fingers and comes down right on top of the hook, right on top of whatever material you're trying to tie in. Take your thread to the very back and again use the Arizona synthetic bronze hare's ear and dub a very sparse amount for the abdomen. Go to about the halfway point or just past. Wrap your gold wire forward. Three or four evenly spaced wraps. Tie off the wire and then trim it. Then instead of the sparkle yarn for the wing case, I'm going to use a piece of yellow Evazote foam. Tie in the foam at the front right behind the hook eye and start with a very loose wrap, and then once you get it over, put some tension on it, give it a couple more wraps, and then as you go backwards put just a little bit of pressure on that Evazote foam to stretch it out and thin it up, make it thinner and compress it into the hook. And take a small amount of dubbing again. And dub the thorax. And because this is getting closer to the hatching stage, you can tie the thorax just a little thinner, or thicker I mean, because that wing pad is going to be become pretty distinct and start to swell out just a little bit. So take the Evazote and pull it over the front. Tie it in with a couple good wraps, and then take your thread and move it to right behind where you have the Evazote at the back of the wing case, and pull it back over the top. Cut it just a little short. Tie it down again. So there's actually 2 layers on top and 1 layer on the hook shank, so there's 3 layers of the Evazote foam. Some head cement or Zappa Gap on the thread and whip finish. Trim your thread and then trim the excess of the Evazote from behind the thread. And if there's a little bit there, that's okay. Because what we're going to do next is take a brown Sharpie and we'll just color that up. Give it that nice chocolate color. And then to make it give it the split back effect, I'm going to take the Sharpie on both sides and just kind of run it down both sides of the Evazote foam. And leave just a little bit of yellow right down the middle. So that way you have that bright yellow wing effect splitting out. And then just trim some of the longer fibers off. And there you have the Evazote Splitback PMD.